Our parents' first involvement with the concept of hospice goes back to the late 50s, early 1960s, when Dame Cicely Saunders, founder of the whole hospice concept, was a visiting speaker at Yale, where our father was on medical staff and our mother had done her nursing training during the war. They had already recognized that there was a missing piece in the care of patients nearing the end of life. After the family had moved to Buffalo in the late 1960s, I think our father gave Mother the challenge when she said, Buffalo needs a hospice, of saying, well, who's going to do that?
She spent a lot of time speaking here and there around the state and around the country, doing fundraising and traveling back and forth to Albany to try and get Medicare to cover hospice care, because there was no funding in the beginning, just donations and volunteers.
In the very early years, people were just mailing checks that were received at my parents' house, and at the dining table on a really old manual typewriter, I was typing up the list on index cards so that we had our first mailing list for hospice.
Charity care is so important to our organization because it embodies who we are. If you look at the definition of charity, it's really love and care for those in need. And that's been our mission since we were born here in Buffalo. Charity care covers those patients' needs that are not honored by traditional insurance. We don't look at a charity care patient any differently. Every charity care patient gets the same amount of services as someone who would have the ability to pay for those services.
What's hard to appreciate, and is getting worse, is the number of lives that are completely uncovered. This organization has not only committed to the quality of our care, but the scope of our services, and that requires seeking dollars from outside traditional means.
No family should have to go without because of lack of resources.
The need is there. Everybody has the need, whether they have insurance or not. This fund makes it accessible to everybody.
Alex has a condition called spinal muscular atrophy, one of the muscular dystrophies. We were told, there really wasn't any treatment, any cure, anything for him, and to just pretty much take him home and love him. He needs care 24/7. When he was in middle school, his music teacher said to us, I don't think there's really anything I can do for him. And that was kind of shocking to hear. So having a program like musical therapy that came to the house and taught him notes and how to play whatever instrument that he could play. He never had art, but no, he's getting art. So overwhelmed with what we've been able to receive through them.
Unfortunately, pediatric palliative care is not reimbursed through insurances and Medicaid, and a lot of families wouldn't be able to afford our care if they were having to pay for it themselves. If this charity fund did not exist, right now we would serve 70% less of the patients that we are currently serving. A lot of them wouldn't be able to afford our service out of pocket. We'd have to say no, turn them away, and there really wouldn't be another option.
There's no such thing as being out of network here at Hospice and Palliative Care. Everyone is in our network. Everyone deserves the dignified care that hospice provides.
We've long been proud of both of our parents for their many accomplishments, but particularly of their work in establishing hospice care in Buffalo.
I can't help but wonder what she would think if she could see it and how it's grown and the deep roots it has in all different parts of the Buffalo community. It's been wonderful to learn about how many people have made contributions to the fund. And I think that having something to remember my mother's work by and to help other people get hospice services through the generosity of so many different people in so many different parts of the community is really wonderful.